African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the Special Military Operation as of May 21, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces inflicted losses on concentrations of manpower and equipment of a tank, 5 mechanized, airborne assault brigades, an airborne assault regiment, 2 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 4 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Sadki, Pavlovka, Varakino, Mariupol, Proletarskoye, Yablanovka, Magritsa, and Besilovka in Sumy Oblast that the Ukrainian armed forces lost over 210 servicemen, 2 tanks, 9 vehicles, and 6 field artillery pieces, including a US-made 155mm M777 howitzer. An ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They defeated formations of 3 mechanized assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a territorial defense brigade, and 2 brigades of the National Guard in the areas of the settlements of Kupiansk, Novosinovo, Andriivka, Nechvolodovka, Shikovka, Glushchenkovo in the Kharkiv region, and Kirovsk in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 210 servicemen, a tank, 2 Kazakh combat armored vehicles, 11 cars, and a Polish-made 155mm self-propelled artillery unit, Crab. An electronic warfare station and an ammunition depot were destroyed. The units of the Southern Group of Troops occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, airmobile, assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Serebryanka, Seversk, Pretekino, Konstantinovka, Minkovka, Zaria, and Alexandro Sheltino of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 220 servicemen, a tank, a US-made M113 armored personnel carrier, a Cossack combat armored vehicle, a pickup truck, and an artillery piece. 2 electronic warfare stations and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces defeated formations of 6 mechanized, Ranger, assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 brigades of Marines, a Territorial Defense Brigade, a Special Forces Brigade, 2 brigades of the National Guard, and formations of the Foreign Legion in the areas of the settlements of Koptivo, Rusynyar, Krasnoarmysk, Razino, Vladimirovka, Petrovskoye, Dimitrov, Oktyabrskoye, and Alexeivka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost more than 445 servicemen, 4 armored combat vehicles, 6 pickup trucks, and an artillery piece. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized airborne assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a Marine Brigade, and a Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Komar, Otradnoy, Novopil of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Chervon of the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 170 servicemen, 4 armored combat vehicles, 3 cars, and a field artillery gun. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated formations of the Mountain Assault Brigade, the Coastal Defense Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the National Guard Regiment in the areas of the settlements of Pavlovka, Novoandriivka in the Zaporizhia region, and Nikolskoye in the Kherson region. Up to 50 servicemen, a Cossack combat armored vehicle, 3 cars, an electronic warfare station, and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational Tactical Aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces Group struck a training camp for Ukrainian armed formations, military airfield infrastructure facilities, ammunition and missile and artillery weapons depots, as well as temporary deployment points for Ukrainian armed forces units and foreign mercenaries in 142 districts. Air defense systems shot down 6 U.S.-made JDAM guided aerial bombs and 236 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles, including 162 outside the Special Military Operations Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, the following have been destroyed: 662 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 58,043 unmanned aerial vehicles, 605 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,441 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,563 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 25,115 field artillery pieces and mortars, 35,747 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.